আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহ। দর্শক ভাই ও বোনেরা, আপনারা দেখছেন সোনালী অতীত ফুটবল নাইট। প্রতি শনিবারের মতো আজকেও আপনাদেরকে স্বাগতম। উৎসাহ উদ্দীপনার সহিত অনুষ্ঠিত হয়ে গেল আমাদের সোনালী অতীত উপজেলা কাপ, এবং গত শোতে আমরা সোনালী অতীত উপজেলা কাপের রানার্স আপ এবং উইনার্স আমাদের সাথে ছিলেন, এবং আপনারা কিছু ফুটেজও দেখেছেন যে সেই উপজেলা কাপে কী ধরনের প্রতিদ্বন্দ্বিতা হয়ে গেল, কী ধরনের লোকের সমাবেশ ছিল, এবং সেই উপজেলা টুর্নামেন্ট কীভাবে উৎসাহ উদ্দীপনা আমাদের কমিউনিটিতে সারা জাগাইতে পারছে। আজকে আমার সাথে আছেন বিশেষ কিছু মেহমান যারা ফুটবল জগতের সাথে জড়িত, এবং আমাদের লোকাল বিজনেসম্যান, জার্নালিস্ট, কমিউনিটি অ্যাক্টিভিস্ট এবং লোকাল ক্লাব মেম্বার্স। তা আমি প্রথমে আপনাদের সাথে আমাদের মেহমানদেরকে পরিচয় করিয়ে দেই। আমার ইমিডিয়েট ডান পাশে আছেন ফরিদ আহমেদ ফ্রম স্টেপনি এফসি, আর ওনার পাশে আছেন বাই জামাল উদ্দিন, সোনালী অতীত ইউকের ভাইস চেয়ারম্যান। আমার বাম পাশে আছেন by Shahel Ali, representing Hunter and Bloomfield. We will explain more about Hunter and Bloomfield later, inshallah. And then Emdad Rahman. Emdad is an ambassador to Hunter and Bloomfield, but as well as a journalist. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to you all.
Assalamu alaikum.
আমরা বিস্তারিত আলোচনার আগে আমি আপনাদেরকে একটি কুইজ কম্পিটিশনের সুখবর দিতে চাই। আজকে শোতে আমি আপনাদেরকে দুইটা ফটো দেখাবো, এবং এই ফটো দেখে আপনারা যারা এই ফটো চিনবেন বা চিনতে পারবেন, আপনারা স্টুডিও নাম্বারে ফোন করবেন, ফোন করে আমাদেরকে বলবেন যে এই ফটোতে কারা আছেন, এই দুইটা ফটোতে কারা আছেন। এবং যারা সঠিক নাম দিতে পারবেন, যারা যারা এই ফটোগুলো সঠিক দিতে পারবেন, নাম দিতে পারবেন, আমরা আশা করছি যে আপনাদের যদি একা একজন দেন তাহলে তো উনি উইনার, আর যদি কয়েকজন নাম দেন তাহলে আপনারা সবার নাম একটা ইয়েতে লিখে রাখা হবে, এবং এর থেকে একটা উইনার উঠানো হবে। এবং যারা জিতবেন তাদেরকে তাদের 5 পিপলস একটা মিল স্পন্সর করবে হান্টার এন্ড ব্লুমফিল্ড ইয়েতে, শীষ বার্ডেট রোডে। আর যারা লন্ডনের বাইরে থাকেন, এমন কেউ যদি উইন করেন তাহলে আপনাদেরকে ক্যাশ টাকাই দেওয়া হবে, হয়তো আপনাদের অ্যাকাউন্টে রাখা হবে, অথবা আপনাদের কালেকশনের জন্য যে কোনো ব্যবস্থা আপনারা করতে পারেন। তো আসুন আমরা প্রথমে হান্টার এন্ড ব্লুমফিল্ডের বাই শাহেল আলীর সাথে কথা বলি। শাহেল আলী, you are sponsoring this show, Sonali Othith Football Night, and Sonali Othith obviously is benefiting from this greatly. As a sponsor, what is the encouragement for you to sponsor such shows?
আমাদের কয়েকটা encouragement or option আছে. Main thing is as a business person in this area, we grew up in East London. আমরা there's a good connection between the local people. আপনার সাথে অনেক পরিচয় আছে. So what we find is there's a feel good factor for us to support these causes, which we think is obviously valuable in terms of what you guys do. And ultimately we're a business and we want visibility. So what happens is indirectly we benefit. I'm not going to sit here and say, this is just a selfless act. Ultimately there's a benefit here. We have recognition with the name. So we're in the estate agent business. So when we knock on somebody's door to do a valuation, to bring business on, there's already an awareness. Oh, you are Hunter and Bloomfield from all these things that you guys are doing, and that's where we benefit most from.
And obviously your name actually came up several times at the Upajala Cup as well.
Yes,
and
definitely.
You also received an award.
Yes.
And there were thousands of people there. So all these people actually came to know who Hunter and Bloomfields are and who Shahel Ali is.
Yes,
and your colleagues. Emdad, how is the footballing community benefiting from sponsors?
Well, if we, Arman Bhai, thanks for inviting me over. If we look at football in general, especially modern day football, whichever level you look at, whether we're looking at an elite level, if we look at the World Cup, European Championships, all the way down to grassroots level, to play football at any level has costs and cost implications. Now, if we look at, for example, an area or vicinity like Tower Hamlets, where one thing which is consistent is poverty. Not everybody earns a lot of money. There's a high level of unemployment. Money is scarce, and sometimes spending money on football can be seen as a luxury. You yourself have been involved, and my esteemed panel members who are here now, they are very much aware of youth situations where we have youngsters who may not be able to participate and develop themselves in football because their parents are unable to purchase them a pair of shin pads or a pair of football boots, or even pay, in some instances, the subs £2 to £3, their refreshments, all these things. Comparatively, when we compare it with other sports, it's cheaper, but there's still a cost implication. And then we move on to teams, for example. When teams need to play, there's kits that need to be paid for, there's training, higher costs that need to be paid for, pitches, etc., refreshments. There's costs involved there as well. And there's only so much when you've got clubs that are run by volunteers. We've got people like Jamal Bhai here who've been involved, and yourself, been involved decades in local football. How much can these volunteers put in from their own pockets, which has been the case for many, many decades. And nowadays we do invite a few of the players to chip in as well, but it's not feasible. It's not a business plan that can last for a long time. So this is why it's essential that we have sponsors, and what sponsors need to know is that their presence and their support is absolutely vital to keep our game running at this level.
Yeah, Amda, thank you very much. Dorshok, I've just been informed by my technical team that we don't have internet, so I'm sure when the internet is back, they will let me know so we can show you those two pictures that we're talking about, the quiz, and then you can phone in the studio number will be there on the screen, and you can phone in and say who these people are in the pictures, and if you get it right, there's a chance you can win £50, or you can win a meal for 5 at Sheesh at Purdet Road. Let me come to Farid. Farid, you belong to one of the teams who are from grassroots and who are from a very deprived area or community. Now, how do you think your team has benefited over the years from sponsorships?
Well, I think primarily if we didn't have sponsorship associated with our club, I think we would have folded maybe 15, 20 years ago. When we were growing up as child and playing football at a youth age, there are lots of government grants and council support and all sorts of things were in place. But I think gradually these things are disappearing, and we rely on, just not our club, but all the other clubs at this level, rely on sponsorship. And I think if the businesses locally did not contribute, I don't think you would see the success of local football in our community. And I think most of the football leagues currently that are running, I don't think they'll be around. So I think the local businesses and the sponsorship, they play a massive part, and I don't think we should underestimate their value.
Jamal, local businesses are local people. They live in the community, they run their business in the community. How important do you think it is for the local businesses to actually support the local teams and local clubs?
Well, it is very important because it's our community, and our community people, our community businesses need to support our community football. And if they don't, then others not going to come forward. Like Farid said, when we was younger, there was a lot of grants. Nowadays, there is a lot of cuts. A lot of organizations been established 20, 30, 40 years. They can't get any grants, hardly they get some. So local businesses, I will say, there's so many local businesses we have in our community, Bangladeshi businesses, Asian businesses, but not enough support. I would like to say, I will urge them to come forward more to support our football. There is a lot of youth teams nowadays. I think Stepney got also youth team, Shedwell's got, New York's been doing for long times, from I think 6 years age to 18, Valence. There's other organization as well. So there need to be. Newark. That's what I said. Newark been established, and they got a lot of kids been training I think, and they, like Amdad Bhai said, parents had to pay the fees, some contribution. So if businesses come forward on those grounds as well as youth and adults level.
I think Farid wants to come in here.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a massive opportunity for businesses now as well. You know, the exposure they get in. I mean, when we were kids playing football, I think they'll be lucky to get an article on their local newspaper to say, you know, they've been supporting this club, for example. Now with shows like this and other media sources, outlets, it's such a good advantage for businesses now to promote themselves and actually contribute to the community. I think a lot of these business people like yourself and brothers here are from the community. They have influence and involvement from football from an earlier age. And I think it's about them giving something back to the community as well. And they're getting massive exposure where maybe 10, 15 years ago they wouldn't have had. So it's a win-win situation for both sides.
I think he mentioned, I have to thank MTV, you know, hosting us here and the Sonali Othith show, and also other shows and other TVs as well. Amdad Bhai is doing a wonderful job as well himself, promoting our Sonali Othith activities from last 2 years, from last Upazila. So, you know, he's doing a wonderful job as well. So there is opportunities for businesses to come forward and express themselves.
Shahil, if I'm a local person and I am actually spending my money locally, the local businesses are benefiting, then why shouldn't local businesses actually sponsor the local teams?
I think they should. Obviously, I'm an example of somebody who's supporting. And my point is, we shouldn't always look for an end result. Just supporting local organizations makes a big difference to your own community. We don't always put money in with an expectation to get something out, because it's not fair. You know, it depends on what you're putting the money towards and what the benefit is. Very often, we're happy to contribute and be in the background, away from it, because you need to let the organization do what they're trying to do. You should not be a hindrance to the whole process.
Thank you, Shahil. Viewers, we will now take a short break, and hopefully after the break we will have our internet back, and we should be able to show you those photos, and then you can actually enter a quiz competition by phoning in. We'll now go for a short break. Assalamu alaikum.